how to prepare for personal interviews. And it's a more of philosophical question. I find a lot of students coming back and saying, what am I going to read about? How do I answer questions on myself? What is there to prepare? I'll just go and wing it. And so people have this attitude of, how do I go about preparing? And how do you keep saying that we need to have depth in preparation? How do we create that? I read a news item, I read that news item. And then I think I'm ready. And then the 5 questions thrown at me and I don't know answers for 4 of them. How do I create the required depth in whatever I'm answering? And so first thing should shed this attitude. This whole attitude that a great many people have, that interviews are something that you cannot really prepare for. And that's absurd. You can prepare for the CAT, you can prepare for interviews. And I can tell you from my own experience, I was that candidate. When I was fresh out of college, maybe I'll share my interview experiences a while later, but I was a ridiculously underprepared student when I was doing my personal interviews. And I realized that it was absurd in the extreme, and by that time it was too late. And so definitely prepare for interviews. Very vital. How do you prepare for that? So every statement you make gives 4 or 5 leading questions. And then you keep on building a tree structure, or you keep on adding more and more layers to it, more and more questions to it. You don't necessarily have to have 100 marks, but prepare questions for each of these variants and then build from there. And give primacy to facts. Both of these, I'm going to give a few examples to lead you through. Suppose you're saying in your tell me about yourself question that you love watching sports and watching football is a big hobby. Right? So then you open the door on that style of questioning. So people are going to ask you, oh, so you watch football. What kind of football do you watch? Is it international football or club football? Do you watch national football? What are your favorite teams in India? What is your favorite league? And if you say my favorite league is the English Premier League and I like Manchester United. So what is the history of Manchester United? How many cups have they won? What are they going through now? What happened when they won the treble? So the greatest manager Manchester United has seen is Sir Alex Ferguson. How did he start his Manchester United career? What are the top 5 players there? What are the team and squad now? Why are they underperforming in the league? Are they underperforming in Champions League as well? Everything should have enormous amount of depth in that. Not just that, you've started off with football. So you can clearly be expected to know. You will be asked questions on, look, I don't care about Manchester United. Tell me the 6 players of the current Indian national team. What is India's ranking? Which qualifying group does India play in? Who are the competitors? Do we have a chance at qualifying for the 2026 World Cup? What should India do? Is football changing in India? Is India moving from a cricket mad country to a football mad country? Again, fair game. What are the dimensions of a football ground? What are the dimensions of the ball? What is its weight? Why should a ball have hexagons and pentagons? Have you noticed the surface of an actual football? It cannot be built with only hexagonal pieces. It cannot be built with only pentagonal pieces. You need to have both. Why? So everything. So this is how you branch off, and then you keep on building layer by layer on that. So what is your favorite club? What is your favorite national club? Sorry, national team, national club. In national team, what is going to happen? And what do you think were the favorites for the 2018 World Cup, 2022 World Cup? Is it a good decision to give this to Russia, that to Qatar? Is Qatar even a place to play football in the summer months? Is that a politically motivated decision or a financially motivated decision? Is it a good thing for football? They're planning to expand the number of national teams playing the World Cup. Is that a good decision? Blah, 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 blah. I'm just setting that tone up to say what all you should know. Right? In terms of current affairs question, how do you have depth in this? And so, suppose you're from Chennai, and the most topical thing from Chennai or Tamil Nadu is Tamil Nadu politics. Tamil Nadu politics is in a wonderful space right now, and wonderful for pundits and people talking about it, not for people living their life under the political scanner. It's a duopoly. It has been a duopoly for give or take 40 years now, and more than 40 years now. But the 2 big parties in the duopoly, DMK and ADMK, they're at historic weak point at the same time. They're simultaneously weak for probably the first time in 50 years. And this is when Mr. Rajnikant has said, look, now is the time, I'm your guardian, etc., etc., etc. And so all of you will need to know something about this, that is true. But how do you acquire the depth? You know the facts first. When was the DMK created? When was the ADMK created? why did the ADMK break away? Why was the ADMK created from the DMK? Right? How many seats are there? How many constituencies are there in the Tamil Nadu Assembly? How many were won by each party in the last 5-6 elections? Has anti-incumbency been a big factor? Has dynastic politics been big in Tamil Nadu? When was the last time a film personality made it big in politics? Has an incumbent monopoly or duopoly been broken anywhere? Is AAP a phenomenon to follow? Is AAP giving us an example of someone coming in and breaking up a duopoly somewhere? Are there international parallels here? Are we at a point where internationally, globally, politics we're seeing a lot of angst against established party? Is anti-establishmentarianism a theme? Is this therefore an opportunity for Mr. Rajnikant? Can he translate popular support into political capital? All of these you should have thought about. These are all layers that you add on, but you should get all the facts right. Number of seats won, vote share of national parties, how vote share of national parties has been shrinking. Those numbers you should know. Give primacy to facts whenever you're talking about current affairs. So don't just listen to some opinion of some guy on the TV. That doesn't work. Best wishes for your preparation. I hope you have a wonderful time attending your personal interviews and batch, and crack it and join a wonderful college in 3